All right, good morning, everybody. Let's get this party started. It's another beautiful Saturday morning. How's everybody doing out there? Let me drop me a comment and drop me in the comments. Let me know. Give me out of 5 how you feeling this morning. It's an early morning Saturday here in Montreal. It's kind of cloudy, so I'd say I can still give it a 4.5. Kevin's got a 4.5 as well too. So yeah, just a 4.5 out of 5. Definitely that kind of morning that we got to get pumped up and feel it. But I'm feeling smart. I'm wearing my smart marketer hat this morning. So really excited to drop some really awesome value content for you guys today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just make sure that I have my screen here shared for everybody. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about the concept that you hear people talk about a lot, which is that concept of automation and having the ability to share your grow your business while you sleep. And what this is going to do for us today is kind of go over some of that. So I'm going to go share. You're currently sharing your screen. All right. Good morning, Anna. All right. So those of us on the webinar, can everybody see my screen? Give me a number 2 if you can see my screen. All right, yeah, cloudy and rainy. Yeah, so it seems to be the same thing here. It seems like that across the board. I'm just gonna change the format here so it's a little bit bigger that way. All right, so this morning is a very exciting one. I've done the format a little bit different. I have quite a bit of content to cover, but it's one of these topics that I do have supporting documents for it. So if for any reason we aren't able to get through everything on the call with us this morning, I'll be able to send out some supporting documents so that you can continue on with this lesson after. But I want this to be interactive. I want to give you guys the ability to be able to ask questions and interact, because we're going to go over a pretty exciting kind of buzzword that you hear a lot around there, out there a lot today. And it seems kind of complex because it brings together that dream of building a business that can generate leads for you while you sleep. But it seems very complex to get there. And I'm going to try and demystify some of that today for you. And without keeping you guys in the suspense, I'm going to help you guys understand the whole concept of funnels and sales funnels. All right. Give me 1 second. I have some people asking me for the link. Let me just send it out. While I do that, and okay. All right, hold on. Here we go. All right, perfect. So let's get started. So first things first, good morning, everybody. Thanks for jumping on this morning. I'm not sure if you guys have seen, we are starting to really cut up the content that we're delivering on Saturdays to be able to give you guys these videos back in a much more digestible format. So we're taking the little short lessons that we teach and going to be putting that out, making that available to everybody who is attending the webinars. So that way, if you want to go back to a specific topic, you don't have to listen to the full 1 hour session. You can just listen to the short little lessons that we teach along the way. All right. Awesome. So good morning, Russell. Good morning, David. Thanks for joining this morning. All right. So let's jump right into things. All right. So today I'm going to talk about sales funnels. I'm going to go through the 6 core funnels that every business should start with. So that's where you kind of start with each one of these 6 core funnels. And I'm actually going to use the definitions, the video presentations actually from the funnel mapping software that I use. They have really great ways of explaining it. So I said, you know what, instead of me trying to explaining in my own terms, let me teach you guys the same verbiage that I learned how to explain how to use those different types of funnels. So it's going to be a little bit different today, where we're going to have a little bit of me talking and a little bit of video playing throughout when we go through these sessions. All right, so let's start things up. So in order to make sure we're all on the same page, I'm going to go over this slide quickly because I did talk about it in the past. And the goal with any marketing campaign is to bring your ideal customer, who generally are strangers, that's a cold lead, and move them through that buyer journey all the way until the point that they actually become a buyer. I'm so sorry for not having a camera on. For them to actually become a buyer. So, and not only a buyer, but become a raving fan. So we talked about, again, you're going to have a product or service that you're going to offer. You're going to want to present that offer out to the masses, so people that may not know even that you exist, but they have a problem that your product or service will solve. You want to put something out there that attracts them using one of the traffic sources available. Often we'll say, but I'd recommend using things like social media, so Facebook, YouTube, the search engines to be able to attract that customer to you. Once you get their attention, you want to make them become a visitor on your website. And on your website, you want to have what I'm talking about today, which is just a sales funnel in place to move that customer through that process, so you can capture their contact and then eventually build up enough trust and confidence in them for them to actually become a customer of yours. And then once they become a customer, you want to be able to over deliver on your promise to them so that they become a raving fan. And once they become a raving fan, they start referring you leads, so that you can bypass all of these two steps, and then your marketing costs can reduce over time, but your quality of customers that you have coming in increases, because then you have just raving fans promoting you and giving you leads all day long. All right, so that's the goal. I want to help you guys teach you guys how to build these two sections, where you get you get people who don't know you to become part of your network. You turn them into visitors. You nurture them with a system that I'm going to show you guys today. You deliver on what you said you're going to do, and then they can refer you to other people, and that's by creating a solid reputation management process. All right, so again, that visual, here's another visual I talked about before. The idea is to get as many people to become aware of the product and services that you offer. Not trying to sell everybody, but just let them know what you do. Have that value proposition that we talked about in one of the previous sessions. If you can't remember, if you don't have your value proposition down yet, it's okay. Just go back and rewatch that video where I taught you guys how to do a value proposition. And then you get yours written. And then once you get that, that's when you want to be communicating to everybody within your sphere. And then by just remind them of what you do and giving them value, eventually some of these people will move through the funnel and eventually come to the point that when they need your service or product, they will jump on board. But you just keep filling the top of that funnel with people who are qualified leads. Okay. The goal of social media and a lot of marketing is not just about, cold selling people directly to it, but it's really going to be around, getting people just to know what you offer, right? And offering value, doing it in your own creative way. All right. So let's just talk about this. So why do you need a lead generation system in place, right? Imagine what your business would be like if you didn't get any phone calls, you didn't get any emails, you didn't get any leads, nobody visited your website, right? It's a very tough place to be, right? You want to have a system where your website can generate business for you, right? And the way that we're going to do that is by creating a system. And this is a little wordy, so I'll go through the key points on it for you. So the idea is that you want to get people to come to a landing page, so a website page for your brand. And the goal of that page is for them to take your desired action. And your desired action on that landing page would usually be for them to view your content, which means get to know your brand, or you can have them go to make a phone call to you or submit a form. So that way they become an actual lead of yours. If they don't, you want to create what's called an opt-in page, right? And the opt-in page has one specific goal, is to get your ideal customer to submit their email address, right? And depending on where you are within your business and your growth, you might want to go ahead and ask for name, email, phone number, or even more. But at the beginning, I would say just start with the minimum. Just get at least their email so you can start to communicate with them. And as you build a relationship, then maybe you can get them to opt in for their name, email, and then name, email, phone number. Okay, but start simple. And the goal of the opt-in page is they'll opt in. They'll be taken to a thank you page where they can read more information about your business or the opportunity to share your brand with them. And then what you're going to do in exchange for that is a viable lead magnet. And we talked about lead magnets a bit previously. We're going to go into more detail with different types of lead magnets in this masterclass, but that is the overall idea. Once they get the lead magnet, now you have a line of communication with them, and you're going to do a couple things in that. You're going to send them a welcome email, right? Welcome them into your brand, welcome them into your sphere of a friendship. right? So think of it just like how you'd interact with somebody in the real world when you meet them. You guys exchange information, get to know a little bit about each other, ask for a pain point that they might have or a solution that you might be able to help them with, and then you want to send them in the following days a series of emails, right? And these emails are called nurture emails, where you just started to offer value and give them tips and supports to solve the problem that the problem that they have, that you can expect that they have. Okay. When you finish going through that series of emails, you could do one of two things. The first thing that you'd often want to do is you want to present them with a sales email, where after you've given them value, you give them the opportunity to purchase something for you or take your relationship to the next level, meaning something like doing like a phone call or a consultation, and taking that up a little bit further. And then what's cool about this is this whole process that I'm showing you guys right here. I'm going to show you guys the visual aspects of how to automate that, how you can do that so that when a lead comes into your business, it goes through that process of getting them to your welcome email, the email sequence going through to them is all done on autopilot. And there are lots of tools out there that can do that for relatively inexpensive, and some of them even for free. I'll show you guys how you can do that to build that relationship with the customer, so you're not doing it on an ongoing basis. You just have to pretty much set that up once and tweak it every couple of weeks or every couple of months. All right. The important thing is don't try and create a lead generation system for your entire suite of products or your entire list of services. The goal is, I want you guys to think of one product or service, right, that you want to focus on. And then once you get that lead generation system in place for that one product, then you will consider doing a lead generation system for other products that you carry. All right. So focus on one first. Think of that problem that they're having. Think of the solution that you offer, and then look at what is that system in place that we want to put in place for them. Any questions so far? I know this was a wordy slide, but I tried to cut it down a little bit, but without having, I knew there were a lot of points I did not want to forget, but as explaining it to you guys. But any questions? Give me a 5 if you're still following along in the comments. If I can move along. Yes.
I have a quick question. So for this lead generation tool that you're talking about, do you have any that kind of integrate with LinkedIn?
It's a lead generation system. So it's not necessarily a tool, but it's a system that can work with any lead generation source, any traffic source out there. Yeah, so we can talk about these. Once you see the system, you understand the concept, and then you can apply it to just about any traffic source that you can find out there, including LinkedIn. Okay, so let's jump into it. So now here's a great point that I definitely want to recommend. I also recommend, even though the goal is to ultimately to automate this lead generation system, I do highly recommend for the first few customers that you go through, maybe the first 5 or 10, doing this process manually, right? Because by doing it manually, you can actually gauge different parts across your process that you need to fix. And also it's going to take away for you the complexity of automating it. It might seem to a lot of people when they first start off that getting this thing automated can seem very complex and seem like a much bigger mountain to climb. By you doing it manually, you have a lead magnet, you get an email, you send a personal email to the customer and see how they react, right? See what's the hurdle that happens. Maybe the person did not relate to your welcome message, or maybe your email went to spam. There are a lot of little things that you can catch by doing it manually and watching the process. And then as you've gotten to like maybe 5 or 10 customers, then you want to take this and see what's working well, learn your lessons, and then create an automated version of that. Okay? Yes. Go ahead, Chini.
How effective or counterproductive would you say that email campaigns are? I'm asking because a couple of times I find that when I open some of these emails, my fact I didn't receive the mail for the period of maybe 30 days. At some point, fatigue sets in. I don't read those emails anymore. I don't even open them up. That's me personally.
Yes.
So how, like, what system would you recommend that one put in place to check, if your emails are being acknowledged, for example, or they're just getting into spam, like you said? At what point are you wasting money, or are you chasing the wrong person?
Yes. So the reality of it is a lot of, especially in marketing, because the market is so saturated, with people trying to do, who are doing this. Some of them doing it well, some of them not doing it well. You're competing with a lot of people that are just spamming people's inboxes. All right, and a lot of system automation. This automation makes it something that continues. The one thing that I will tell you is that if it's a product that you're actually a hot lead for, you will notice these, right? And if you think about it, it is a product that you really want and something that it's on the top of mind for you and you're thinking of it, these emails kind of become a top of mind for you to keep going through them. What I would recommend doing is to combat what you just mentioned, where it just becomes spam, right? You want to take your automation to one level further. You want to take your automation to omni-channel marketing, right? Can anybody know what omni-channel marketing or heard of omni-channel marketing before? Or want to take a stab at what you think it is? What do you think omni-channel marketing is? Anybody? There's no wrong answer. And if you stumble, I'll help you along.
Will that be like multiple channels, like beyond just emails, going beyond one particular store?
Yes, actually, so Chinny, you're right on the right path. So there are two concepts. One of them is called multi-channel marketing, and the other one is called omni-channel marketing. I know some people use them interchangeably, but in marketing, multi-channel marketing is different from omni-channel, and basically both of them means you don't use one form of communication with the customer. You use multiple forms of communication. So and that means you can use email marketing. You can combine that with your Facebook marketing. You can combine it with your YouTube marketing and your LinkedIn marketing, right? And you can have within the automation, you can have certain triggers kick in, right? And then, like I said, these systems start very simple, and as you learn along the way, when you monitor your results, then you get a little bit more advanced with it. So if you notice, Chinny, that hey, my customers are people that will need to read 5 emails before I can present them with an offer, then you can look at the results that are happening and see how many emails you go to before there's a drop-off rate, right? That drops dramatically or drops off completely. And then if that happens, then you want to scale back your email sequence to maybe 1 or 2 emails, right? The way that I usually like to do them, I notice with my audience, is that they will come in and they'll watch the first video. And even though I'm planning on drip feeding the emails over the next, 2 weeks or 2 months, they will want to watch all the videos. Some people just binge watch it like a Netflix thing. So I'll make sure that they have the opportunity to go through all the emails, all the videos if they wanted to right away. Okay? So you can help these ones too. But to answer the question that you had, Chinny, which is if you notice that people are missing it, you can have the automation do things like if somebody doesn't open this email for X number of days, you can have them resend the email again, maybe with a different offer or a different subject line, or with a time-based scarcity, right? So FOMO can kick in, which is the fear of missing out. You can try different tactics to get them to take that next step, okay, in terms of moving forward. Okay, does that answer your question, Chinny?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Perfect. And then the next question is, so David said coverage across all your communication channels. Yes. So the difference between multi-channel and omni-channel, multi-channel is just simply communicating the same message across multiple different online platforms. Okay. Omni-channel is using it across multiple channels, but at different stages, right? So different messages communicate to customers at different parts of it. So for example, if you send an email I sent an email to you, Chinny, and I noticed that you didn't even open the email, right? Well, then that's going to trigger in my automation tool to send you a message. Maybe with your email, I'm able to match you up on Facebook, or I'm able to connect with you on LinkedIn. So then I'm going to send you a message on LinkedIn saying that, hey, I'm not able to reach you on on email. Maybe I won't say it exactly that, but I'll say, hey, connect with me here on LinkedIn, and then you can continue that funnel on LinkedIn instead, or maybe through WhatsApp, right? So omni-channel is continuing that process using different channels across a trend, whereas multi-channel is just all the channels blasting you the information at the same time. All right. Any other questions? Okay, perfect. Anna, you want to elaborate what you said? You said no idea. What is elaborate? Tell me what you mean by no idea. I will try to answer that for you. Okay. All right. So I'll continue on here. For it, if you're all following on, just you can elaborate on that question for sure if you'd like to, and I'll try to answer it for you. So what does funnel tracking look like? Funnel marketing looks a lot like this. So this is an example of a funnel that we use, and then this is multi-channel marketing to get them into the pipeline, and then this is what the sequence looks like. So basically, we had an opt-in page for one of the products that we offer, and I think this is for speed optimization. And what it does is we send people to this landing page, right? From using different formats. We use banner ads, we use Google ads, we tested Facebook ads, we tested YouTube ads from different kinds, and we can see that the ones that were working were the YouTube ads generate the most amount of traffic. We did get a couple people through that opted in for the lead magnet, and then they filled out the form and they got to the thank you page. So these are the ones that moved across here. I didn't continue tracking it through, but basically these little dots will show you as people move through the funnel mapping tool will actually show you when it actually slows down and which part of the funnel is causing the issue for you. So I think what we did was we did it to landing page, and then we just retarget them straight to the sales page at the end of it. But this is a typical example of a funnel. Basically, people would see an ad online to get their attention. I'd bring them to a landing page so they get to like what they see and see the solution they're looking for, that they trust the solution enough to engage and give me their email address in exchange for something. What I did was I gave them an ebook explaining how to speed up the site themselves. Then in here, I would give them a welcome message and deliver the message to them. And then I would give them value. I'd give them tips on exactly how to do it. I'd explain everything on how to do it. At the end of offering all the different tips that I had, then I would send them to a sales page. And the goal of the sales page was basically to say, hey, here's how to do it. If you don't want to do it, we have a service that we can offer to you, right? And then on that page, we had this page was a little bit different. It was a sales page where we were selling ourselves on why you should choose us for the service. And then we had a 3-part emails because people may not open the first one. So we have a follow-up saying, hey, we have an offer for you. Did you get your site as fast as you want? If not, we can do it for you. And then the third one is like, hey, we've got an offer. Make sure you get it, because if not, it's going to run out, right? And then that funnel would generate a sale, and then that's how the checkout would be. But if you think backwards, it's a quite a few steps to get to here. Any questions? All right. Okay. So perfect. So now that you've seen a more complex funnel, what I want to do is I want to share with you guys some of the funnels that you can expect that you might want to build for your brand and you might want to set up. Now, I'm using a tool called Funnelytics that there is also a free version of this. I'll share with you guys how to get, so you can kind of map out your funnel like this. The only thing that the free version will not do is it will not show you the traffic once you have the setup. Once you have it going, you're gonna need. Actually, I don't know if they offer a free one right now, but you know what? Anybody in the call, if you have a funnel, I can hook you up with a free account that you can map your funnel out like this. Just message me or just say I want one in the comments, and I can set you up with one so you can map your funnel out yourself. And I want to set you guys up for success. All right, so let's go through the funnels right now. The 6 core funnels that everybody should know and you should keep in mind when you are when you're sending any product or service online. First funnel is called the lead magnet funnel. That's a very simple one. What I showed you guys before is a sample of a funnel. Awesome, Russell. You want a funnel? I'll get you a funnel. I'll get you set up like this for your brand, so you can map out your funnel and get that concept visually in front of you. So lead funnel is simply a funnel where you acquire leads by giving away something in exchange for the email address. That's usually one I talk about the most. It could be done in the form of a video or a report or whatever you'd like, as long as you get that in exchange for an email, right? Now, you notice it said in exchange for an email. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Just keep it nice and simple. Try to get the email if it's a cold lead. And then as you go on down the line, you get more comfortable with it. Then you can go ahead and ask for the name, email, phone number. Okay. Now, let me show you guys. Let me give you guys the explanation where I said this is the video part. And you guys are going to get to see the actual explanation for it. This is done by Ben Moot at Funalytics. I think he does a really good job. So I'm going to hit play. And then just tell me, hit number 1 if you can hear clearly, and hit number 2 if the audio is not coming through properly, and I'll try to change it in the next video. All right, play.
All right, guys, so this right here is the lead magnet funnel. Of course, has one purpose, and then
press 1 if you can hear. 2 you can't.
Leads are still the lifeblood of the business, and every business needs leads in order to survive. The funnel consists of an opt-in page where the user then has to opt in and a thank you page. After the user does opt in, they will receive the email where it takes them to the download page. Now, the common thing to do might include the download right on the thank you page, but you actually shouldn't do that, because then you can repurpose this download page for additional things. So anytime you want to send someone to download your PDF or your report, send them back to this download page. You can have other links here to other links or other things that you offer. It also trains people to open your emails. So once they opt in and they receive that email, they're going to want their thing. So they're going to open this email and come to this page to download it. From there, you obviously will have their email address, and you can continue to market to them and send them your indoctrination sequence. You can push them to your other product sales funnels. You can sort of do that funnel stacking. So this lead magnet funnel is how you acquire users, acquire new leads for your business, and then you can push them through the download page, through emails, to your other funnels.
Okay, awesome. Questions? Any questions about the lead magnet funnel? Pretty straightforward. Were you guys able to hear clearly? Was the audio loud enough for everybody? I can try to make it a little bit louder if need be.
Yes.
It was good? Okay, perfect. All right. Did you guys want to discuss this any further, or should we move forward on to the next one? Any questions about the lead? Not super clear? Okay, perfect. I will try to get the sound coming through a little bit better. I'll plug in a speaker here. That should make it a little bit better. All right, let me jump on to the next one. The next one is an application funnel. And this time, rather than explaining it, I'm just going to jump right to the video presentation of it, because he explains it very well in there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to funnel number 1, which is an application funnel, another very common form of funnel that you probably would want to set up for your brand. Now, let me just explain something that's it may be obvious to me, but not to everybody. These here are simply pages that you would build on your website that have links that move to the next page, right? So I just want to make sure everybody's understands that. So basically, the offer page would be, for example, like a video where they put in their name and email, and when they click on the call to action, the call to action takes them to this page, which is the application page. Then they fill out the application. When they click the call to action page here, then that takes them to the calendar, right? The application is completed, takes them to the calendar. Once they fill out the calendar, then it takes them to a confirmation page. Does everybody understand that? I just want to make sure everybody understands it, because sometimes I take it for granted that Might get that, but if not, please let me know. And I want to make sure that you guys are getting, everybody understands and getting the most out of these. So I don't want to leave anybody behind. And this is intended for you. So there's no wrong answer here that you can give. Just go ahead and ask and I will answer it. All right, so let's jump ahead to the next one, which is the application form.
This right here is the application.
Is this
funnel.
better?
Now, the purpose of the application funnel is to put this wall, this gate up, guarding your calendar so that you're only talking to qualified and the prospects that you actually want to talk to, right? Your calendar should not be open just to everyone. And depending on the services you are offering, it really does make sense to put this application, make your prospects answer questions, make them filter themselves out before they can actually go to your calendar and book an appointment with you. So the way this will work is you're going to have an offer page which introduces the services you're offering and send them to an application form instead of directly to your calendar, because you really only want qualified prospects to make it here. So if users fill out the application and there is logic there that says, yes, no, you did not make it, you did not pass the parameters, or you did pass, then they will get sent to the calendar where they can book an appointment. You can use different tools for this. There's tons like Calendly, Acuity. Those are some of the best ones. Schedule Once to actually do some of this logic and host your, but then you can have your meeting and close high ticket clients or build new with prospects.
Awesome. Really good. So what do you guys think about this one? Any questions about the application funnel? Let me know if you think that this would be something good for your business. Let me know if you think the application funnel would apply to your business. Definitely just let me know in the comments if you think this is of something you'd be able to leverage. I'm gonna move on to the next one. I had in line is the webinar funnel. All right, this is a common one that you will see. And this is what all of you guys are part of, actually, part of my webinar funnel. So this should kind of hit home for you. Let's go ahead and hit play.
All right, this here is the webinar funnel, and the webinar funnel works really well when trying to sell items that are a couple $100 up to thousands of dollars. And the way this works is you have your webinar registration page, which sells the webinar, tells you the 3 secrets or the 3 things that you're going to learn. And then,
sorry guys, I'm having some internet issues. I'm gonna just pause my camera for a second and see if it's a bandwidth issue. Start again. Okay, bear with me. If not, I can explain the rest of them. And it's also a nice way to change it up for you guys. Bear with me. So this is what the funnelist dashboard looks like. Alrighty, let that load. All right, so I'm going to go back to templates. I'm going to go to free templates, and I'm going to go to the webinar funnel. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Can you guys see clearly? Let me just make sure I didn't lose everybody. Yeah, okay, perfect. It's just the screen not showing, right? All right, let's go. Let's try it again.
All right, this here is the webinar funnel, and the webinar funnel works really well when trying to sell items that are a couple $100 up to thousands of dollars. And the way it works is you have your webinar registration page, which sells the webinar, tells you the 3 secrets or the 3 things that you're going to learn, and then tells the information about when the webinar is going to happen and maybe about the speaker. It just sells the webinar. From there, they can opt in to the webinar where they go to a thank you page. Typically, this is, if it's an evergreen webinar, this is going to be a waiting room, or it's just a thank you page saying, hey, this is a webinar that's happening in the future. They receive the confirmation email, and between opting in and the actual presentation, they receive a series of other videos that help pre-frame them, get them before the webinar, everything that they're going to learn. You can send them out a few videos in the meantime. This will train them, one, to open your emails, and two, the kind of content that they can expect from you. And this really helps to engage your visitors. Then you send them attendance emails, and obviously you have the live webinar where the people come and they listen and they learn from you, and then you can sell them from there. So this webinar can actually link to a product sales funnel where you can sell your thing. If they didn't watch the live, or they did and they want to watch the replay, of course you will send those out with some follow-up emails, and you can then send them through an indoctrination sequence and continue to market to these leads. So that is how the webinar funnel works. Let us know if you have any questions.
All right, so awesome. So a really cool software that would make this a lot easier for you guys. There is a price attached to it, so I will let you guys know, is what I'm using for this sequence that I'm doing with you guys. It's called Webinar Ninja, and it really helps in automating that entire process. It has step-by-step templates, as you can see the back end. It has step-by-step templates of all the emails that are going to be sent out to people on behalf of me, and it does a lot of that automated. It's a first time. It's just pretty much a setup of, I put in the topics that I'm going to talk about. I give a description. I have a general idea of how often do I want to communicate to people, similar to what they're showing here in this funnel. And then it sends out these emails to all of you guys on my behalf without me actually sitting there and hitting send. All right, so definitely I would look at an automation type tool. There are other ones that work well as well. I think Zoom has certain functionality like that. There is Webinar Ninja, which is what I recommend. And a lot of them, if you look for any webinar software, there's technology that makes that a lot easier of a process than even just the traditional automation process. But this maps out for you what exactly it looks like. Okay. Any questions about the webinar funnel? Works very, very well, by the way. This works really, really well for offering value, leading with value, right? And knowing, now the one thing I will let you know is that with every webinar, you or any kind of marketing that you do, you gotta expect the 80-20 rule. 80% of people will fall into the 2 categories. A, they will never buy a product or service that you're selling. 2, they may buy it, they would buy it, but they can't afford it. Or number 3, it's something that they can probably get the information and do it themselves, right? I know a lot of business owners get turned off by that or get annoyed that people are going to take the information and go. But if you don't think of it that way, think of it as you offering value, right? You offering value and you pre-qualifying to get your dream customer. And in doing that, you sharing that information, that knowledge that you have with so many people that you can benefit, right? So share that information out abundantly and expect that, if you want to get 20 customers onto your brand, you need to have, at least 100 people go through your program, right? If you want to get 1 person, you need to have at least 20 people go through, right? Yes, you can set up live webinars consistently. You can set, but you'd have to do the live webinars. But what you can do is, in the tool, you have the ability to set up what's called an automated funnel. I can show you guys this if you guys want to as a follow-up to this call, like how you set up a call. You can set up like a follow-up one. So for example, the webinars that I've done in the past, I can just upload them here, and then they would then be a live webinar, right? Somebody can just go in and see the webinar right away. I hope that answered your question, if I understood it correctly. Okay, so the next one, let's go to a mini class launch funnel. All right, and a mini class launch funnel, you guys will see it's very similar to the webinar funnel, which is kind of cool. Mini class, here we go. is the audio better now? With the speaker? Come on. There we go. All right.
All right, this is the mini class launch funnel. So this is very similar to something like a webinar funnel where you're giving away a lot of content, but instead of it being a 60 to 90 minute webinar or recorded video, you can actually break that down and do just your main topics into 3 or more different sections and drip those out to your customers over a number of days. So it of course has to have a registration page. Then the user will register and be taken to the thank you page where it tells them more about kind of what's going to happen. Then you say, hey, we're going to be dripping out this content. And the goal is to engage the people with you, your brand, and your content. Video and content number 1 should make them want to proceed and actually watch the video number 2 and video number 3, and you can have 3 or 4. This is also called a product launch funnel or a mini series, but the goal here is just to engage with your customers and use a different style to resonate with your particular prospects.
Awesome. Perfect. Any questions on that one?
All right.
Sorry. Press the wrong button. Any questions around the mini class funnel? That one too is pretty straightforward, but it's a very effective way of communicating out to people. Now here, my little tip on the mini class funnel, I would say take some of your top nuggets that you want to deliver and deliver them directly in your 3 videos, right? Because why would I say, you're thinking, Preston, why would I give my top nuggets in that? I've seen it work many times that you get better conversions or better people buying the product that you want to buy into at the end. When you offer the key value tips here, they see the value, they get the value of what your course is, and then they want to get all the rest of the other pieces that kind of puts it together, that supports this, right? So don't be afraid in those, if you're doing one of these video series, I would say gravitate towards providing your best content out there in the free mini series. Don't worry about it. There'll always be more stuff that you need to add that you can offer in the full program that would get people to get the full results with it. But it works better when you give your true value in those product launches, in the mini course classes that you do. Okay, I just want to share that tip with you, because sometimes people are very hesitant to do that up front, but it works better. I don't understand why. I would say it's probably because people see the real value of what you're offering. All right, so product one yet? All right, product sales funnel. I know a lot of people are going to want to see this one. All right, so stay tuned for this, the product sales funnel.
Right, this is the product sales funnel. Now, the purpose of the funnel is to so users can take out their credit card right there and buy something from you. So whatever you're selling, whether it be a physical product or a digital product, people are buying these things from you. And then the purpose is to actually maximize your profit and increase your return on ad spend, increase your return on investment, and overall make more profit from your efforts. Typically what happens is you have to have a sales page, which then pushes people to the order page or the checkout page. They need to know what they're buying, what the benefits and features are. Then they can come to the order page in order to actually put in their credit card info. After they do that and actually make the first purchase, then you send a sequence of upsells and downsells. This is so powerful because instead of sending people directly from purchasing the main product to the order confirmation page, you can actually sell them more stuff without having to wait any more time, without losing that hot lead, because a buyer is a buyer and they're much more likely to buy after they've just purchased something. And as much as the walls are down and they are becoming comfortable with you and the products that you're selling. So after they've purchased the main product, you can show them an upsell, another product that will increase the amount of value for all of your, you can present them with an upsell number 1, and then after they purchase upsell number 1, you can actually do another upsell and another upsell. I won't get too crazy. 1, 2, maybe 3 is the max that seems to be working now, but they can go through this sequence. What if they don't want to purchase the upsells? Well, if they say no, you can take it to a downsell. And a downsell can be a different product. It could be a trial of the product. It can be a small version of the product for less money. It could be even a completely different product, but it gives you that one more chance to rescue that person and gives them the chance to purchase something else to increase your average cart value. If they do say yes to that, of course, they'll be taken to the main upsell too, where they can also say no and be taken to another downsell, which could be a smaller version of upsell number 2. Once they hit the order confirmation page, there needs to be instructions and an email telling them what they purchased and how to access those different things. If you have any questions on the sales funnel, no.
All right. How is any questions on that? The product sales page. I know a lot of people. I know there are some people on the call that are doing sales, are doing product sales. So I think this would be very, very helpful to you guys. This would be if you need, if you, like I said, if you want to create like a mock-up version of this, I definitely would. I'm offering to give you guys on my agency license the ability to map out your funnel like this and put your products in place, so you can actually increase your average value, your average ticket along the value along the way for customers. A lot of products will have just a sales page, the order page, and checkout. Right? When you do that, you're missing a lot of the steps, a lot of opportunities for you to make an incremental sales from what you do. All right. Am I good to move on? We're good? Okay, awesome. Let us go on to, so I don't have mute notifications. Hold on here. Let's go on product sales funnel, and the survey funnel is the next one. Give me a number 1 if you guys find this. This is informative for you guys. Is this helping you? Yes, awesome. Yes, so I'm looking for a. Looks like we might have to give you help you with a account so you can set your stuff up here. All right, so let's jump into that. I'm gonna hit play and I'm gonna try to turn off my notifications.
The survey funnel is a really powerful type of funnel because it allows you to do 3 things. 1, it allows you to deliver a lead magnet to your site visitors and actually acquire them as a lead generation tool to gather information on the users and bucket result users will go to. They come through and they take the survey and they get funneled into one of 3 result buckets, which allow you to then segment and analyze different segments of your users based on information that they submitted. For example, if it was the health and wellness industry, you can segment them by gender, male, female. You can segment them by what they're interested in achieving, whether they want to gain weight or lose weight. You can learn about them and segment all of your different leads. And 3, it allows you to then personalize the experience for them. So this results number 1 page will have drastically different messaging, different imagery than results number 2 based on how they are segmented. So you can acquire the lead, you can segment them, and then you can personalize their experience for much higher engagement. If you have any questions about the survey funnel, please let us know.
All right, so some of the tools, I want to show you guys some of the tools that we use within the company to do that is you can create a survey funnel simply by having a landing page, and then you would have 3 different buttons with the you could ask a question and have 3 different buttons on it. That's the simplest way of doing it, where it could be something like, are you male or female? And then they would choose a button that would send them to a different type of page. Or I'm just using a very general one, for example, for it. But That would be a very simple way of doing it. Other ways, you can use any kind of lots of survey softwares out there right now. Some of the common ones that we use are Outgrow, right? Outgrow allows you to ask a series of questions, and based on what people answer, it can segment them through. Muneeb, I'm not sure if you can help me out with jog my memory on what are some of the other ones that we use. Oh yeah, we also use a chatbot for segmenting audiences quite well. If you can think of any other softwares that we use right now to help segment, but this is a funnel that we use with a lot of customers, especially at the beginning, and they're just not sure, which product. Like they have 3 products or 4 products, but they're not sure which one has the most interest at the beginning. We'll set up a test funnel like this to look at what that audience would be looking like, what that audience would be looking for. Very good for insurance customers where you're looking to segment people between, different types of policies. You can use a survey funnel to segment them down and provide them different sets of information, and then subsequently different email funnels. All right. I'm going to jump on to, I think, one of our last ones. Did I do all of them? I did put them in order of over here. Survey funnel. Yeah, that's the last one. All right. So what I'm going to do with the couple minutes I have left, I didn't know this meeting was going to be a long one. I wanted to ask any questions. Feel free to power up, drop any comments, or ask questions. This is the last couple minutes is going to really much be open forum to answer any questions or share with us, what were your biggest takeaways from today's session. All right. Anybody want to share what a takeaway was that they had from today? I'll reach out here and see. What about write review funnel? Yes. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can write. You can write a review funnel. Hold on. All right, you can write a review funnel. What about, so Wes, any takeaways from you? I know anything new you gathered from any of those funnels that we covered today? I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear your feedback on it, guys. David, drop me your big takeaway.
I like the product sales funnel. It's very it was a nice reminder how it flows, and also just how all the other ones are differently set up for different purposes. It's always a good refresher. I love it.
Yes, definitely. They could be a very good refresher. They're different types of funnels, and from the front end, they can look very similar. And what I'd like to show you guys here is what are so these are the basic funnels that you should have. I think every website, if you have a website that's not generating you leads or not getting you business, I think one of the basic ones, one of the questions I had was that basic funnel that we should have? And I definitely recommend starting off with the basic lead magnet funnel, right? Any small business owner, you should have a sequence of pages set up like this on your website, okay? I can tell you as an agency owner, I have literally dozens of these set up, and each one of them takes people down a different path. And the ultimate goal is to collect their name, email, so that I can have a conversation in the future with them. Okay? So Kevin, to answer that question for you, which funnel should everybody have? And that question is basically, it should be the lead magnet funnel I recommend. However, if you have, it depends on what kind of product you have. So if you're selling products, you probably don't want to talk to the customer. So you might just want to go directly to this one. But I would say really depends on what kind of product you have. For most of the people on the call here, it would be a lead magnet funnel. All right. Awesome. I saw you're on, so you can turn on your mic now too. If you had a question you want to ask. You've been very engaging in the other room. Hi there.
Yes, that's very informative, Preston. Thank you so much. I just had 2 closings this month, and so I wanted to know how I can do the review funnel. I haven't set anything up as yet, so that was really interesting to learn about the different core funnels.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So you want to set up a review funnel where people give you, if they rate you 5 and above, they give a certain score, and if they rate lower, they give a different score. Is that right?
Yes, something to that effect.
Yeah. Okay. So awesome. So I have one that I recommend similar to that. Is basically you'd create on your what CMS is your website built on? What is it, like a WordPress site, or do you have a website? I'm assuming you have a website.
I have no idea. No, I do have a website.
You don't have a website?
But it's provided by the company, so I haven't created my own personal website.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so in that case, what I would recommend you do is you use a software or something that allows you to create a simple landing page, right? That you can put 2 buttons on it, and then it's be something simple like, how did I deliver on this service, and you can make it just 2 buttons to keep it really simple. You're happy, or you have feedback, and then if they click on I'm happy, it could take them to a place where they can leave you a positive review and share it online. And then if they want to say that yes, okay, so somebody had a great comment in here. They said MailChimp is a really cool platform that you can create a simple landing page on, right? So it has a very simple landing page maker. David, feel free to share the link to that.
Okay.
And then you could.
Hold on. Is MailChimp, Preston? Quick question.
Yes.
Is MailChimp better on a mobile device or both, or desktop?
Both. Yeah.
Both.
It can be done on both. Yeah. Yeah, I would simply just have in place for review. Don't even complicate it. If somebody's close with you, they're going to be happy, right? I would send them straight to your Google My Business listing, and for them so they can give you a review there. Okay, and the Google My Business. Yeah,
David.
There you go. Awesome. All right. So let me just show you guys right before we jump off. Some of the other funnels, other people that are using funnels like this online that you may have seen already, right? So these are examples of some of the common funnels that you see, and they don't look like what I showed you guys right here, but they are essentially a funnel when you map it out. So let me look at what are some of the common ones. You guys know of Grant Cardone. All right. So this is, I'd have to blow it up. I think it doesn't let me. Oh yeah, I can go more info. And you can actually see the Grant Cardone funnel. You can see they're using several different ad copies on Facebook. They're sending it all to an opt-in page, right? The opt-in page is a pop-up, and they fill out the pop-up. They get an application form where if they qualify, it's going to go ahead and schedule it. And then they can after they schedule it, it'll set them up with either a phone call or the ability to join the Facebook group. All right. So this concept I'll show you guys about funnels is very, very common. It's just, it's done in a way, it's done so clever that many times you don't even know that you're a funnel unless I actually show you guys, hey, this is actually a funnel. You're part of a funnel. You're going through the process. Right now with the webinar sequence that we're doing, you're going through my funnel of information, right? And then that's going to give the ability to be able to help segment you guys, pre-qualify on the call, and most importantly, let you guys see what it feels like to be part of a funnel, right? It's pretty cool. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. It's 10 o'clock. I said 1. I want to be mindful of everybody's time. So I'm gonna end the broadcast here. If you do have any questions, feel free to stay back. I'll stick on for a couple more minutes. But I want to say thank you so much to everybody who has joined us, both on the webinar or on the live call. And hopefully this was lots of value to you.
Thanks, Preston.
Awesome, Wes. Take care. Thanks for joining, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Preston.
Bye.
Thanks, Preston.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Gonna end.